So this is about felon47 is his longing to get a Nobel Peace Prize, and I'm gonna have to give him some bad news. So there's a trending clip out there from an Indian news channel that perfectly mocks him. Said if only President Donald Trump was born in the 20th century, so much could have been avoided. The First World War, the Second World War, the nuclear arms race, the Cold War. Trump could have prevented all of it. We know that all politicians are full of themselves. They can be arrogant and boastful, but Trump is one step ahead. He is shamelessly full of himself, and we saw an example of that yesterday. The White House openly demanded a Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. Listen to this. The president has now ended conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia, Israel and Iran, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, India and Pakistan, Serbia and Kosovo, and Egypt and Ethiopia. This means President Trump has brokered, on average, about one peace deal or ceasefire per month during the first 6 months he's in office. It's well past time that President Trump was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. I think she missed a few there. The Indian broadcaster says, I think she missed a few there. Like Tom and Jerry, Harry Potter and Voldemort, Batman and the Joker, and Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. And if you're going to make fake claims, might as well go all in. It's been a hallmark of Donald Trump. He claims credit for everything. What's worse, he wants global recognition for it. In other words, he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, just to be clear, a lot of unworthy people have received this prize. A lot of unworthy people have also been nominated for it. But none of them asked for it. I mean, this is not a reality TV contest. It's not like you can send an SMS to Norway nominating Donald Trump. And speaking of Norway, where the Peace Prize Committee is located, the Washington Post said he shouldn't be clearing a space for that prize yet. Trump badly wants a Nobel Peace Prize. Most on the committee oppose him. President Donald Trump is quested after a Nobel Peace Prize, a distinction that would put him in a vaunted exclusive club. But unlike a U.S. presidential campaign, winning a Nobel Peace Prize depends on an electorate of 5. And Trump may not have a majority. He may not have a majority. Trump's desire for the Nobel has been a through current of both his terms, but his effort has escalated in recent months. He has mused aloud that the peace deal in Ukraine that he worked on in recent weeks might be one key to the prize, but at least 3 of the 5 Norwegian deciders have criticized Trump publicly. Yeah, they have, making his path to winning their votes far from clear. Trump's campaign has ranged from public comments, will fellow world leaders, to a private push with Norwegian Finance Minister Jens Stoltenberg, who built strong ties to the U.S. President as NATO Secretary General, and whose Norwegian Labour Party has a say in the appointment of members to the Norwegian Nobel Committee. And he has taken credit for ending an ever-increasing roster of conflicts. Last week's tally started at 6, and by Friday it was 10. If you think about pre-wars, Trump said. God. But he will need to win over committee members who, for now at least, appear skeptical. The chairman of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, Jorgen Watne Friednes, decried in December the erosion of freedom of expression even in democratic nations. He decried the erosion of freedom of expression even in democratic nations, calling him out by name. Trump launched more than 100 verbal attacks on the media during his election campaigns, said Friedens, 40, who has also served as the head of PEN Norway, a group that promotes freedom of expression. In a nation where just 7% of people said they would vote for Trump over former Vice President Kamala Harris in a poll conducted by Navis in October, skepticism of U.S. President is a mainstream view. Some members of the Nobel Committee are keeping that a secret. After just over 100 days as president, Trump is well underway in dismantling American democracy, and he's doing everything he can to tear down the liberal and rules-based world order, wrote Kristen Clement, a former center-right Norwegian education minister and another of the 5 committee members in May. A third member of the committee, and thus potentially the lock on a Trump skeptic majority, posted several messages critical of the president during his first term. In a photo on Facebook posted the day before the 2020 election, the committee member Gry Larson was wearing a red "Make Human Rights Great Again" baseball hat. Larson, a former center-left politician, also wrote in 2017 a Twitter post that Trump is putting millions of lives at risk, criticizing a decision to reduce U.S. foreign aid. Well, he's going to be real thrilled about what happened to U.S. aid, right? It's rather unusual for a candidate to talk like that, said Nina Greger, the director of Peace Research Institute, Oslo, a group that researches international peace efforts and creates an annual list of potential recipients of that year's award. While maybe the White House could brand President Trump as a peacemaker-in-chief if you want, remember that genuine peace is measured over time, and it rarely rests on one leader alone, Greger said. The fact that Trump has challenged and even undermined international cooperation, which is one of the areas that Alfred Nobel will focuses on, makes it a little bit maybe unlikely. Yeah, I love that. I love that for him. To just imagine that Trump could be, lauded as some kind of peacemaker next to Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela and Obama is laughable. It's just fucking laughable. He's doing everything he can to undermine peace all over the world. So I don't know why he's so demented he thinks he could possibly get the Nobel Peace Prize. It is laughable. He's never going to get it. You're never going to get it. You might try to buy a replica. Maybe you should look into that.